Talking about the Oregon State game, I thought we did, once again, a lot of positive things. In fact, I think our defense played their best game of the season against Oregon State. Now, that's defending the run and defending the throw. Did not do a good job taking the football away and creating takeaways, but we did a nice job defending, and so that was a positive. Offensively, really the storyline of the entire game is -4 in the turnover margin and 3 of 16 on third down. With those two stats alone, you don't need to hear much else to understand that didn't win the football game. So that was the negative. Travis Wilson, I thought, took another step forward. Did some good things. We did have the 4 turnovers, obviously not all his fault, and we'll continue to work hard to get those corrected. But I think Travis has been a positive for the last couple of weeks. John White gave us some production, but obviously didn't make those 4 or 5 pivotal plays that determine the outcome. Those momentum type changing plays that you need to make in a game like that to come out with a win. So we weren't able to do that. But going forward, you got Cal Berkeley coming in here this week. Dangerous team. Dangerous being they're very talented. A lot of talent on both sides of the football. Haven't been able to put it together this season. They've had struggles much like we have, but make no mistake, they're one of the more talented teams in the conference, and it'll take our best effort to get the win.
What's the big difference right now between Kelvin York and John White? Because Kelvin seemed to run the ball as hard or maybe better than John Saturday night.
Yeah, that's a great point, because Kelvin, we're very pleased with Kelvin and what he's done, and he will continue to get more carries. That gap closed a little bit last week. I think Kelvin came away with 10 carries or so, and so that it's almost a 1A and a 1B situation right now based on the last few weeks, and that's due to Kelvin's emergence. John is running hard and doing things that he very similar to what he did for us last year, but Kelvin has closed that gap, and he's going to get a lot of the carries that going forward.
How much of the offense does Travis Wilson feel comfortable with at this point?
All of it, I believe. There's nothing really that we are holding back and have not put on his plate. I mean, he's got as much offense as any of the quarterbacks preceding him this year have had, and so we think he's a very capable guy. He's a smart kid, and we don't think that there's really any limitations we need to place on the scheme because of him.
Coach, you've never missed a bowl game, and yet what you have to do 4 out of 5. Is that
right?
Kind of the goal now that the conference championship most likely out of?
Yeah, that's certainly. I mean, you do the math. We're 2-5 with 5 to go. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what we need to accomplish, and that's certainly going to be a focal point going forward. And we've had a nice run of bowl games, and not necessarily getting to bowl games, but winning those bowl games, and that's just as important to us as getting there is winning the game. And so that certainly is going to be a point of emphasis, and we've got to have to work hard and make a lot of plays to get there.
What stands out when you look at Cal, and maybe why have they struggled this year?
Well, what stands out is the talent. Like I said, they've got talent across the board. Just haven't been able to put it together. Against Stanford, they weren't able to run the football. That was probably the biggest issue they had. I think they came away with 3 total yards rushing, which you're not going to win many football games doing that. They've been a little bit up and down. They look very good against UCLA. I mean, they had a very good game against UCLA and played well. It's been an up and down season for them, and you have to ask them for the details as to why, but all I know is they've got a lot of talent, and they're very capable, and at any point can play with anybody in the country.